Before we dive into tonight's story, I need to know, are you ready for this? Drop a comment and tell me how old you are, what city you're watching from, and whether you've ever heard a story that changed how you see the world. And if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, because tonight's story isn't just history. It's about what happens when silence becomes deadly. The mist rises, thick and suffocating, clinging to the ground like a living thing, crawling up the knees of the trees, seeping into the very bones of the land. It's early morning, the sun not yet daring to break through the clouds. The air is heavy, wet, thick with moisture and tension. In the distance, the sound of footsteps crunches on the dry earth, muffled as if the world is holding its breath. Eliza moves like a shadow, barely there, her body lost in the fog. The weight of the chains that once bound her are gone, but the echoes of their cold metal remain in the rhythm of her steps. Her breath is steady, each exhale a prayer, each inhale a vow. Behind her, the air is still, but the scent of blood lingers, sharp, coppery, staining the ground she walks upon. Her master's blood. It pools in the dirt back there, pooling in his veins no longer. His breath, once so commanding, now silent. His eyes, once full of power, now wide in disbelief. But Eliza doesn't look back. Not this time. She can hear the shouting now, rising behind her, voices shouting her name, distant, fading, but still so close. She doesn't run, though. No. Eliza is a woman who has learned to walk with purpose, even when her feet feel as if they may fail her. She walks because she is free. She walks because the fog is all that remains of the life she once knew. It swallows the world behind her whole, and with every step, it swallows a piece of her past, too. In the distance, the plantation, the home of the man who owned her, broke her, used her, fades into the mist. But the blood remains. It will always remain. The plantation stretches out before her, a vast expanse of earth that has known only the weight of chains, the bitterness of sweat. It's a land built on the backs of the broken, its soil thick with the blood of the enslaved. Eliza has spent her entire life here, her hands calloused from the work, her body familiar with the lash of the whip, the sting of rejection, the isolation of silence. The morning air is heavy with the scent of tobacco and earth. The fields roll on for miles, acres upon acres of crops that are not hers, that were never meant to be hers. She moves through them now, her footsteps soft but deliberate, as though the very ground she walks upon belongs to her. It doesn't, but it will. Her master's mansion looms in the distance, its grand white walls mocking the bloodied earth beneath. It's a place where men like him live, men who take everything and give nothing, men who see her only as property, as something to be worked, broken, used. She has known this place for years, known the harshness of its rules, the cruelty of its masters, known the faces of her fellow slaves, their own pain reflected in her eyes, their silent screams echoing in the dark. She's seen the suffering, heard the cries of the ones who've been sold away, the ones who've disappeared into the shadows, never to return. She has seen too much. Eliza remembers the first time she came to this place, a girl, no older than 12, eyes wide with confusion and fear. The smell of the auction block still lingers in her mind, the stench of sweat and desperation, the sound of the gavel striking down on her life. Her mother had been there too, a soft voice, a gentle hand, trying to reassure her, trying to tell her that they would be safe. But safety was a lie here, and it always had been. The master who had bought her, his name forever etched in her memory, William Jenkins, was a cruel man, tall, with a cold smile that never reached his eyes. He had claimed her as his own, had made her a part of his twisted collection, his possessions. He had broken her spirit, bit by bit, until there was nothing left but the raw need to survive. And for years, Eliza had lived in that survival mode, fighting to stay alive, fighting to hold on to a shred of herself that hadn't yet been consumed by the fires of oppression. But survival isn't living. Not really. It was only when Eliza began to see the others, the fellow slaves who had watched the world break them one lash at a time, that something changed inside her. Something dark, something dangerous, She began to hear the whispers, quiet at first, then growing louder, like the steady beat of a drum. Escape. But escape was a dream, a distant, unreachable dream, a place beyond the chains, beyond the whipping post, beyond the master's gaze. It wasn't until the whispers turned into plans that she began to believe. It wasn't until she realized that there was only one way out, only one way to be free: death. Eliza's past is a tapestry of pain, of loss. The early years of her life had been soft, peaceful, tucked away in a small village with her mother. Her mother, a woman with eyes full of wisdom, had told her stories, stories of their people's homeland, stories of freedom, stories of hope. But those stories were nothing more than illusions now, fading like dust in the wind. When Eliza was sold, her world shattered. Her mother's cries echo in her ears even now, the sound of her desperate pleas, the heavy, cold hand of the slave trader pulling her away from the woman who had given her life. The sting of separation burned deeper than any lash could. Her mother had told her to be strong, to be brave, but it was hard to be brave when you were stripped of your name, your identity, your very being. She was just another body, just another face among many, purchased and sold, a commodity, a thing to be worked into the ground. She remembers her first night on the plantation, darkness swallowing her whole. The sound of chains clinking as the other slaves settled into the makeshift barracks. The walls, the roof, they all felt like a cage, a prison designed to keep the world out and her in. She had been thrown into the deep end of a broken system, a world built on suffering. Her skin was the color of the earth, and her blood was just as cheap. Her every movement, every breath, measured and controlled by those who owned her. The master, William Jenkins, had treated her like a prize, a trophy to be paraded in front of his friends. He called her Eliza, a name that had once meant something, but now was just another way to dehumanize her. He would call her into his chambers, and she would go, like a dog following its master, her body stiff with fear, her heart pounding with shame. She learned quickly. She learned to serve. She learned to be invisible. She learned that the price of survival was often too high to pay. But inside, the rage simmered, quiet and steady, until it became an inferno. It took years for Eliza to come to the truth, that she would never be free unless she took it. The system that held her in chains would never let her go. The whip, the threats, the punishments, they were tools of control, tools designed to break her spirit, but they had never fully broken her. The fear that had once controlled her began to shift. She would no longer cower in silence. No, she would make them fear her instead. It started with small acts of rebellion, quiet, unnoticed, but powerful all the same. A look, a gesture, a deliberate misstep, a refusal to bow. But it wasn't until that fateful night when she saw her master with his friends, laughing at her, laughing at the brokenness of her people, that something snapped inside her. In that moment, Eliza realized that her life was not hers to live. Not until she took it back. And so, the plans began. The fog thickens, weaving around the trees, creeping through the open spaces of the plantation like an ancient spirit. It presses close to Eliza, wrapping her in its chill. But she doesn't flinch. Her heart beats slowly, each pulse a reminder that time is running out. The tension inside her is suffocating. But it is not fear. No, it's something darker, something that has been growing inside her for years. Eliza moves through the mist, the sound of her boots crunching softly against the wet earth. She can hear the distant voices, the angry shouts of her master's men as they search for her, but it doesn't matter now. The fear that once held her, the dread that came with each crack of the whip, has faded into something else. Her steps are steady. Her breath is steady. But her mind is a storm. Every memory, every scar, every betrayal, it plays out before her like a film reel. The faces of the slaves who were sold away, the ones who disappeared, swallowed whole by the plantation, the whispers in the dark, the bruises left behind by a cruel master. The way the land has a way of claiming its own, breaking spirits until they are nothing more than hollow shells. All of it, every injustice, every wrong, It's burning in her chest now. It's a fire, not of rage, but of purpose. And as the fog closes in around her, Eliza knows that this is it. The moment has come. She has nothing left to lose. The fog pulls tighter, wrapping itself around her like a cloak, hiding her from the world behind. She has always been alone in the dark, but now the darkness is her ally. She doesn't have to fear it anymore. The fog parts for a moment, revealing the mansion in the distance, the house that has been her prison, the symbol of her oppression. It sits on the horizon like a decaying monument to cruelty, to the system that has consumed everything she once knew. Eliza doesn't look back. Not once. There is no turning back now. She pauses for a moment, her breath quiet, her chest still. The air around her feels alive with possibilities, with the weight of the choice she has made. It is not an easy choice, but it is the only one she can make. There is a sharp, clear clarity that has come over her in this fog. She sees everything now. The chains, the brutality, the system that binds them all. It all becomes clear. And it is broken. Eliza's fingers tighten around the sharp blade she has stolen, its cold steel glinting faintly in the pale light. She grips it with a calm determination. It's no longer just a weapon. It's her freedom. The final act that will sever the ties to her past, to the man who thought he could own her. Her heart beats faster now, but it is not fear that drives it. It is the pulse of something that has been waiting for years, something that has been building in her, in the shadows of her soul. It is the force of defiance, the burning need to be seen, to be free. The time for survival is over. This is the time for revenge. She lifts the blade, the hilt steady in her hand. It's not just a weapon. It's the key to her future, to her freedom. And she will not hesitate. Not this time. The fog swallows the mansion whole. It creeps across the land, a ghostly blanket, hiding Eliza's movements as she approaches the back of the house. The world is silent, save for the distant murmur of voices, the sound of boots on the earth. Her master, the man who has owned her, broken her, is inside, blind to the storm gathering just outside his door. Eliza knows this place. She knows the creak of the floorboards, the sharp scent of whiskey that clings to the walls. She has seen the way he carries himself, his movements too confident, his smile too smug. Tonight, he will learn what it means to fear. Her hand tightens around the hilt of the blade, its weight a comforting presence. The steel feels cold against her palm, but it is a kind of warmth too, an anchor in the chaos swirling around her. She slips through the back door, the hinges groaning under her touch. It's a sound that would have been a warning once, not now. Eliza knows the house, the grand staircase leading to his chambers, the heavy curtains that block out the light, the leather chairs where his guests sit, smiling and drinking, oblivious to the lives that have been destroyed in this place. The anger that has been simmering in her for years is now a steady fire. It's not just a desire for revenge, it's a need to rewrite the rules of her life, to take back what was stolen from her. She moves with purpose, her feet silent on the floor, her breath steady. She is a shadow now, just another ghost in this house of horrors. She moves with the surety of someone who knows exactly what must be done. Her eyes are fixed ahead, on the figure she can hear at the end of the hallway. The man who has stolen everything from her, the one who has claimed her body, her life, her soul. William Jenkins, the master, the oppressor, the man who thinks he can own her. But tonight, he is nothing more than prey. She reaches the door. It's heavy, made of dark wood, polished to a shine. Her fingers brush the handle, cold as ice. She pauses, just for a moment, her breath shallow in the silence. Then, she pushes the door open. Inside, the room is dim, lit only by the flickering flames from the fireplace. The shadows dance on the walls, casting distorted figures across the room. William Jenkins sits in his chair, his back to her, a glass of whiskey in his hand. His laughter echoes softly, but there's no one else to hear it. Eliza steps forward, her heart pounding now. This is it. She doesn't hesitate. The blade is in her hand, the hilt tight in her grip. She moves swiftly, silently, the fog still clinging to her, as if it too is a part of her vengeance. She raises the blade, feeling the weight of it, feeling the surge of power that comes with taking control. William turns just as the blade strikes. His eyes widen in shock, his mouth opens but no words come. The sharp steel sinks deep, the sound of flesh and bone splitting so loud in the silence it's almost deafening. He gasps, his body jerking as the blood pours from the wound. Eliza watches, her eyes cold, her face impassive. This is what he deserves. This is what they all deserve. He crumbles to the floor, his body twitching, but it's too late. The blood pools around him, staining the polished floors, staining everything he once claimed as his own. Eliza stands over him, the blade still in her hand, the blood dripping from its edge. She feels nothing, not triumph, not joy, just a deep, hollow satisfaction that this moment has come, this moment when she finally takes back what was always hers. And then she turns, disappearing into the shadows. The fog is waiting for her. The room is still, save for the faint crackling of the fire in the hearth. William Jenkins lies on the floor, his blood spreading across the room, staining the earth he thought he owned. The silence that follows the storm is thick, suffocating. But Eliza is already gone. She has done it. She has severed the last tie to the life that once bound her. She has taken the life of the man who thought he could control her, who thought he could break her, who thought she was nothing more than a tool. But Eliza is more than that. She always was. Now, she is free. She walks through the fog, the mansion receding behind her, the sound of her master's life slipping away. She feels no relief, no peace, only the emptiness that follows the storm. Her steps are slow, deliberate. The fog envelops her, swallowing her whole. It's a new world now, a world she will make with her own hands, a world where no one will ever own her again. The fog is thick, clinging to the earth, swallowing everything it touches. Eliza walks through it, her body numb, the weight of what she has done settling into her bones like a slow ache. The mansion, now silent, stands as a monument to the violence that has taken place within its walls. The blood stains the floor, a mark of finality, a symbol of the end of something and the beginning of something else. Her footsteps are the only sound, soft against the earth as she makes her way through the dense mist. Behind her, she knows the world will change. The cries of her master's death will echo through the land, spreading like wildfire, reaching the ears of every slave, every soul who has suffered beneath the whip, beneath the heel of the man who once controlled them all. The winds will carry her name now, whispered in the corners of cabins, in the shadows of the fields. But the land, the earth, she cannot escape that. She has left her mark, but so too has the mark of years of abuse, years of slavery. The world she has left behind will never be the same, and neither will she. As Eliza moves further from the plantation, the fog begins to thin. Her breath is still steady, but her heart is not. She feels the weight of what she has done now, more deeply than ever. The blood that stains her hands, that lingers on her soul, it is a price she has paid, a cost she must reckon with. It is the cost of freedom, and freedom is not without its toll. In the distance, she can hear the sounds of the men, the ones who will come looking for her, for the blood she has spilled. Their voices are distant now, fading, but she knows they will come. They will search for her. They will hunt for her. But Eliza is not afraid anymore. She has already taken what she needed. But she knows deep down that the world she left behind will never let her be free. She has broken her chains, but the scars run deep. The land that raised her, that made her, is still there, waiting. It is a place she can never truly escape, no matter how far she runs. The fog parts just enough to allow a sliver of sea, unlight, to break through. The world is quieter now, the edges of the plantation blurred by the mist. Eliza pauses for a moment, her eyes scanning the horizon. There is no turning back. Her past is a shadow now, fading into the distance. But what she leaves behind is not just blood, it is a message. Her master's blood is now a symbol of defiance, a symbol of resistance. It will be spoken of in hushed tones, passed from one generation to the next, the legend of the girl who took her freedom with blood, with steel. She will become more than a name. She will become a myth, a dream for those who still live beneath the weight of oppression. The slaves who remain behind, those who still toil in the fields, those who still carry the weight of the chains, they will feel it too. They will feel the shift. They will know that freedom is not a distant dream. It is a fire that burns in the hearts of those brave enough to strike it into the world. Her legacy will not be one of forgiveness or mercy. No, Eliza is a woman of vengeance. She is a woman of wrath. Her legacy will be that of a revolt, small, quiet, and insidious, but undeniable. Her blood is now the blood of the oppressed, and they will never forget. They will speak her name in the dark, in the hidden corners of their lives, in the places where silence reigns and oppression seeks to break their spirit. Her rebellion has lit a flame that cannot be extinguished. What is the price of freedom? What is the cost of revenge? Eliza's mind drifts through the fog as the answers seem to slip through her grasp like the mist itself. She has done what no one thought she could. She has taken her freedom, torn it from the hands of those who would have kept her caged, who would have broken her spirit. But what is freedom? Is it the absence of chains, the absence of the whip, or is it something deeper? Is it the right to live without fear, to walk through the world as your own person, to claim your destiny, however brutal or violent it may be? Eliza's heart aches, but it is not with regret. It is with the weight of knowing that freedom comes at a price. Her master is dead, and yet she does not feel victorious. She does not feel redeemed. She feels nothing but the emptiness that comes after the storm has passed. The blood has dried, but the scars are still there. The blood she spilled will never be washed away. And yet, she walks forward. Because what else is there? The world has not changed, not really. The plantation still exists. The land still breathes with the weight of oppression. But she is different. She is free. The world is heavy with its questions. But Eliza knows this. Freedom is not the absence of suffering. It is the choice to keep going despite it. Eliza walks, the fog now a distant memory, the weight of the world still heavy on her shoulders. The earth beneath her feet is solid, but it feels like a distant, unyielding place. It is the land that raised her, the land that owns her, and yet she has torn herself from it. With every step, she feels the pull of what she left behind, the blood on the ground, the broken shackles, the screams that still echo in her mind. Her breath is steady now. Her body, worn from years of toil, aches with the weight of what she has done, but it is no longer pain. It is something else. It is the cost of her freedom. The land stretches out before her, the endless fields, the distant hills. It is a world she knows, a world that has been both her prison and her battleground. But now she is no longer a part of it. She is walking away, and yet she knows she can never truly escape. The land has claimed her, and it will always be a part of her, just as the blood of her master will stain her hands forever. Her soul is free, but her past is a ghost that will never leave her. As the sun begins to rise, its pale light breaking through the last remnants of fog, Eliza stops. She stands at the edge of the plantation, staring back at the place that once held her. The house is distant now, a silhouette against the horizon, but the blood remains. The blood of her master, the blood of a system that thought it could break her. And now, she is the one who has broken it. The wind stirs through the tall grass, whispering through the trees, carrying the scent of earth and sweat. Eliza stands still, her gaze fixed on the horizon. She knows what she has done. She knows that she has changed the course of her life forever. But she also knows that her actions will ripple out into the world, leaving their mark long after she is gone. Her name will be spoken in hushed tones, a legend, a symbol of rebellion. She will become the ghost that haunts the plantation, the girl who took back what was stolen from her, who bled her master dry in the name of freedom. But for Eliza, there is no victory, no peace, only the knowledge that she has reclaimed herself, even if the cost was too high. She is standing at the edge of the world she once knew. The fog has lifted, and before her, there is only the open road, long, uncertain, but hers to walk. And as the light from the rising sun bathes the land in soft, golden hues, Eliza takes a step forward, leaving behind the legacy of blood, of violence, of freedom. A new world waits for her, one that will never forget the name she left behind.